Hi guys, just a quick one. I've seen something today on the American strikes in Iran and just wanted to have a quick conversation about it whilst I'm sitting here in work. So I do understand to a degree the reason for taking the threat out of Iran. It's one of those countries that's never really been stable in terms of the governments and regimes that's been going on there. So I do understand the heightened threat risk of that type of country having a nuclear arsenal. But like I've mentioned in my book, which is why I feel that my book is so important to be read by as many people as possible, as soon as possible. As I've said many a times, not for the money. I've tried to make it as low as I possibly can, because I'm trying to get the word out there. The book price is £20, but on Amazon, £12-13 of that goes for the print, and then I walk away with about £1.90 of that, and then the ebook version is £1.99 in British money. So, which I get, I think 85% of that. But I'm wanting to donate profits to charity now, but that's not what I've come on for. So, but I have mentioned in my book about the fact, even though nuclear warheads and the technology is absolutely fascinating, and it's an amazing thing, it's too powerful for any one person to have control of. And I mean, if you look at it in a different way, what gives us, or the Americans, or any of the other countries that have got nuclear arsenals, what gives them the right to be able to dictate who and who can't have them? And that's not me saying that Iran should have access to nuclear weapons, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, and like I say in the book, is that nobody should have access, nobody singular should have access to nuclear arsenals. We've seen the damage that they can do from tests and from their use, accidentally or otherwise, and they're just not a good thing for the planet. Our planet is volatile and fragile at the same time, and setting off these massive nuclear warheads for whatever reason, nobody should have the power to do. And I've stated in my book that, like I've said about a global unity, where the whole world comes together for world leaders for anything to do with the protection of our planet and our species, and to work in collaboration. But the closest thing we have to that at the moment is the United Nations. So, for example, all nuclear warheads that anyone has got could be literally put into a vault that's controlled by the Committee of the United Nations for any, say, existential threats. So, worst case scenario, if we were ever invaded or attacked or had a meteor coming towards us, and the only hope or thoughts was to use nuclear deterrence outside of our atmosphere, fair enough. But I don't think that anybody on Earth should have the power of God, which is essentially what it is in some analogy. And I just wanted to chuck on quickly and see what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Please, share this around, because people just need to start seeing sense. And, yes, I understand why America's doing what they're doing, but there could be a better way around it for everyone, which is where nobody has access or control of nuclear arsenals. They should not be in anyone's, ability to use, because they are just so, they can cause so much just damage, destruction, upset. It damages the ground and the atmosphere that's around where the explosion is. They are literally one of the worst things that we've invented, even though the technology and the science behind it is fascinating. You're essentially harnessing the power of the sun in an explosion, which it doesn't even sound right. So if you agree with me, even if you don't, I'd love to hear anybody that's got a different opinion to me. But you know, the likelihood of the nuclear warheads and the technology ever being destroyed or just not used is unlikely. And, you know, we've got them, so it would be stupid to waste them in case they ever were required. But I just feel that they should be, as things stand, under the Committee of Heads of State and the countries of the world, which are there to govern humanity. You know, they're like shepherds of sheep, you know, and that's what we have these people in charge for, or what we hope for. And I just think the United Nations should be the ones that have control, where it's a committee of all the countries, and they have access to it, and that all nuclear arsenals are governed into one vault, probably underground somewhere, but no individual country should ever have access to them, including America, Russia, the United Kingdom, where I am, or anywhere else. Let me know what you think. Please share this, and let's get the word out to try and stop any more craziness from going on. Bye.